Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test the Charmast LED flashlight power bank. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a Charmast LED torch or flashlight power bank, which has a 10,000 milliampere hour battery capacity or 10k mAh. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by, of course, peeling off the shrink wrap. We do so by, of course, just simply making a small incision using a penknife to provide some grip right there. And peeling off the shrink wrapper. So off comes the shrink wrapper, setting that to the side, giving you a much clearer look at the box packaging. So you can see very plain but minimalist box packaging. Now let's open it up by, of course, pulling out the box tab and lifting up the box lid or flap, and then pulling back that flap as well to reveal what appears to be a carry pouch or case. So I'm quite surprised to see that. And let's continue by, of course, lifting out the rest of the contents, and always worth checking on the underside of trays because sometimes there are cables or accessories attached to them in different types of product packaging. Okay, so just continuing with the unboxing and removing the contents from the box. Probably best to just tip it out. Okay, so that's the box emptied. I'm just going to close it up and set it to the side. We'll set it perhaps on the right hand side of the frame, so I'm just going to make some adjustments while keeping as much as I can in the frame of the video. So right there. Okay, so there we go, just laying the contents out across the tabletop and just okay, so there we have it, the Charmast LED torchlight power bank or flashlight power bank. So it does have a 10k mAh battery capacity. So let's start off by, of course, actually just popping the power bank out from its pouch, and then we'll take a close-up look at the contents up close. Okay, so there we have it. So let's start off by taking a look at this card. So it does come with a what appears to be a customer satisfaction card for the Charmast product. So different ways of getting in touch, perhaps. So by email is probably the way to get in touch with Charmast, and there is what appears to be a super tiny QR code on the side, but nonetheless that is some customer satisfaction contact details on that card. And moving right along, there is what appears to be a QC or quality check certificate. It comes in just this little paper card here, and just setting that to the side as well. So it's always good to see that they have undergone quality checks. And just moving on to the next item, so we do of course have what appears to be a user manual right here for the Charmast LED torchlight or flashlight power bank. Just showing you the thickness of it right there. And let's open it up. So there is a table of contents. So what appears to be the user manual covering 6 different languages, starting with English. So we're just going to have a look at the English section very quickly right there. So showing you the instructions and specifications, and this appears to be another language, and so on and so forth for the other sections in the other 5 languages, in addition to the English first section. So we're just going to set that booklet or user manual down, and then now we can focus on the main product itself, which is the Charmast LED flashlight power bank with the 10,000 milliampere hour battery capacity. So let's start off by looking at this cable. So it does come with a short or compact cable. So it is a micro USB to USB Type A charging cable, which allows you to charge the power bank back up should you run out of charge or need to top up the power bank's battery reserve. So right there, micro USB to USB cable. Okay, so just going to set that down. So it's nice to see that they've provided a nice compact travel size charging cable. And then of course, quite nice to see a carry pouch. Not entirely sure if it's necessary these days, but if it's a kind of luxury power bank, you might want to kind of protect the case from any damage, and of course preserve the kind of appearance of the power bank. So you can see it does have a mesh-like design, and it's actually quite plush, so it will provide quite a good amount of cushioning. And there is what appears to be the Charmast branding on the label or tag on the pouch as well. So nice to see. And you can almost see right through the case as well as I wave my fingers behind in the background. So right there, a drawstring pouch for the power bank. Okay, so very light in weight as well. So minimalist in terms of design and weight. And now finally moving to the main item itself. I'm just going to shift the carry pouch to the right hand side of the frame, making some adjustments right there. Try to keep everything in the picture or in the video. So right there, we have the Charmast LED flashlight power bank. So it does have a nice weight to it. And it feels very balanced. That's the main thing about this. Straight initial impressions is the balance of it, because sometimes you do have power banks which feel kind of lopsided in weight, where you can feel the weight kind of being tipped over to one side of the power bank, but this feels pretty uniform when it comes to the weight. It's just a little detail right there, not too important, but it's something that initially just touching it and handling it right now, that is what I can feel from this experience and unboxing right now, and some specifications on the underside of the power bank, showing you the capacity as well as the certifications. So of course this power bank has a built-in torch or flashlight, and of course it does have the very standard type of LED, 4 LEDs to indicate the battery reserve, so each one representing 25% or quarter of that 10,000 milliampere hour battery capacity or power reserve. And just looking at the front of the power bank, you can see the LED torch as well as 2 input ports. So it's nice to see, in terms of the input ports, 2 different ways of charging up the power bank, either via micro USB or USB-C right there. Of course, that is the output right there. So a single output, however 2 inputs, so providing plenty of versatility when it comes to recharging the power bank depending on your type of mobile device or connection, either via USB-C or micro USB. And interestingly, there is a vent right here. I don't think it's a vent actually, beg your pardon. I think it might be just a little bar there to loop a carry strap, perhaps. Not quite sure. Maybe that might have been detailed in the user manual. I've not seen it as I was just flipping through, and it's too small to see what exactly is showing on my camcorder screen. But nonetheless, nice weight to it, and you can see it does have a very, very smooth satin texture to it right there, and the Charmast branding. And so let's kind of test out the torch. So there is a button on the side. Actually just gonna give you a different view, and of course just resting it in the palm of my hand in just a second. So just giving you that view right there of the Charmast LED flashlight power bank with the 10K mAh power capacity. Okay, so nice all-round look at this Charmast power bank. Now finally getting to rest it in the palm of my hand, just giving you some idea to the size. So as I mentioned, nice and balanced, and that little fine-grained satin texture providing grip. Of course, you don't want it to be slippery, and of course this will kind of hide any scratches quite nicely as well. Just giving you an idea of the sound. As I mentioned, that weight, you can hear there's no hollowness in terms of the overall design and construction of this power bank. Okay, now finally we press on this button. So there is a button right there that might indicate to us the power reserve just by tapping on it. And it's nice to see the indicator is in white. Always nice to see white because the blue does get a bit tiring after a while. Almost all LEDs appear to be in blue, but this one is in white, so you can see the 4 dots there. So this already has a pre-charge, as most kind of power banks do, but this one seems to indicate that it is between 76 and 100%. So as I mentioned, each dot represents 25% or quarter of the power reserve. So 0 to 25, 26 to 50, 51 to 75, and 76 to 100 from left to right. So this one indicating between 76 and 100% battery reserve in it right now. Okay, so just going to tap on it once again. So just simply tapping on it will last for, I don't know, how long was that? About 20 seconds to indicate what was, I mean, that LED status or battery reserve indicator, just showing there how much charge is left. And now let's try and turn on the torch or flashlight by pressing and holding on that button, and let's see if the flash comes on. Yes, so the torch does come on right there, and it's nice and bright as well. And it's also worth noting that you need to press and hold it for a couple of seconds for the LED torch to come on, and that's actually quite a good feature because you don't want it to come on just by simply tapping on it, because that sometimes might discharge or turn on the torch when you're carrying it in your belongings, backpack, purse, or any kind of gear, and you don't want any accidental activation to find out that your power bank has completely drained without you doing anything apart from just carrying it about. So right there, pretty strong, as you can see, in terms of the intensity or lumens output for the LED torch of this Charmast LED flashlight power bank with the 10K milliampere hour battery capacity. So nice and bright, as you can see, and just once again just showing you the power bank as it is and directly into the camcorder. Not that it does anything for your viewing benefit, but there we go, right there, the Charmast 10,000 milliampere hour LED flashlight power bank. And to turn it off, of course, pressing and holding for a couple of seconds should turn it off right there. There we go. So that long press does turn it on and turn it off. Okay, so now just one more thing to do, and of course that is just to plug it in just to see what it's like. So I do have an Anker Powerline Plus USB-C to USB 3.0 cable right here, which I've unboxed on the channel before. So it does have a very lovely bright red braided cable. I do have a Sony Xperia XZ3 Android smartphone, which I've unboxed on the channel before, and once again it's in the Bling Slim carbon fiber effect TPU case. And now let's of course plug the cable in to the phone and then the cable to the Charmast LED torch power bank. So plugging the USB-C cable into the phone, and then of course right here the Type A end of the Anker Powerline Plus USB-C to USB 3.0 cable, just plugging in this end into that output port right there, and just like that the phone has started charging. And just showing you the indicator there, showing a 50, let's tap it again, a 54% charging status right now, or 54% capacity, and it is currently charging and being charged by of course the Charmast LED flashlight power bank. So you can see that the battery reserve indicator does stay on while it's charging whatever device is plugged to it, and in this case it is the Sony Xperia XZ3. And right now let's just give it a couple of seconds and see how we go. And just let me make some adjustments right there. So it was indicating a 54% battery capacity on the Sony Xperia XZ3. And let's tap it and see if that's changed. So now it is indicating a 55% as soon as we can get focus right there. So it does provide a quick charge and does so quite reliably and safely with its inbuilt circuitry and protection system. So right there is the Charmast LED flashlight power bank. So let's see by pressing and turning on the torch if that does anything. So there we go. So of course, pressing and holding, you can still operate the torch while charging any device plugged to the Charmast power bank. And let me do a simple quick tap and see if that does anything as well. No, it doesn't. It doesn't turn on or turn off the power bank. As soon as you plug your cable in, it will start charging your device. And let's just do a quick tap again. And it continues to charge as indicated by the LED status indicator on the smartphone, as well as the charging status or message right there. So that's the Charmast LED flashlight power bank. Thanks for watching and happy charging!